connection, so we're hoping.
My people know how on a day I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Today I'll be calm, I'll be civil. I want you to hear this interview between Charles, the journalist from Arise News, and our brother, who is doing a great job representing Nnamdi Kanu. At this point, I'll be interjecting one after the other, one at a time, just to show you the narrative. And sometimes we told you the media they are not free. They are biased to us because they are not free. Listen to this conversation and it will blow your mind. The level of insecurity of the media in Nigeria. Very, very sad, but I understand their plight. I know the moment they speak truth to power that day, their license will be revoked and their media house will be fined. We understand the game. But just listen to this discussion between these two gentlemen and I'll come back once in a while to give a very good analysis. Let's go there. Listen.
To get him later in the program. But not to worry, we're going to start with that rather unexpected twist in the highly publicized terrorism and treasonable felony trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because today, at the start of his defense in court, the IPOB separatist leader, in what appears to be a flash of visceral rage, fired his entire legal team and announced that from now on, he'll be representing himself and would opt to take his chances in court. The decision to fire his lawyers and represent himself appears to be a tactical move, which is sometimes used by defendants hoping to challenge the system and potentially gain an acquittal. They believe that by representing themselves, they can control the narrative and create reasonable doubt. But it was also a strategic move that's been known to backfire. So, as we mentioned at the outset, how did it come to this? What would have driven Mr. Kanu to fire all those high-powered lawyers that make up his legal team? Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the member of the House of Representatives under the Labour Party, the Honourable Obi Agwocha, who was in court when today's drama unfolded.
Hi,
thank
Charles.
you very much indeed. Good to see you again.
I'm happy you know that I'm a Labour man.
Yeah, well, you are, but I'm going to get to that bit because
Labour for life. I'm not wearing my Labour insignia here. But
well, I'm going to get to that because there is another drama that's unfolding. In fact, you're in the center. I mean, there's drama with Nnamdi Kanu, there's drama with the Labour Party, but we're going to get to that in a minute. But you were in court today when Mr. Kanu, for want of a better term, purged his legal team. How did it come to that?
Well, he had discussions with the legal team yesterday, and all of us were shocked when we came to court and the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation previous, Kanu Agabi, announced to the court that himself and the legal team, especially those of the Inner Temple, are withdrawing. And the judge also was shocked and asked Mazi Nnamdi Kanu about it, and he concurred that for now that he would take charge of his defense. Doesn't mean that if tomorrow an opportunity arises that lawyers will not also be part of it. So, but for today, probably tomorrow, he would take charge of his defense. So that's what happened in court. And
were you surprised?
I was pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly or shocked?
Well, surprised and shocked at the same time. In terms that none of us knew about it. I came to court, just like I've always done, attend the court hearings and all this stuff. And I sat there listening. I kept making the contributions. It's just between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the prosecution team and the defense team, and the judge. So as of today, the lawyers have virtually stood down. Whether they have given Mazi Nnamdi Kanu his case files, I do not know. But when you go to section 36(6)(b) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which are actually a crucial provision towards fair hearing, specifically to persons who are.
Before I became a dad, I realized I can't just keep ignoring.
Charged with criminal or capital offenses. It's the constitutional right of Mr. Kanu to decide to take over the defense of his own case. It is also his constitutional right that adequate time and facilities be provided for him to ensure that to ensure that he has adequate defense.
Yeah, but I don't think the issue is whether or not I mean, I think everybody knows he's got constitutional that right, which is why the judge allowed it. But the question is, what's the thinking behind it? I mean, you know things aren't going well when you fire the people who are supposed to protect and represent you in a trial.
He did not fire them, with all due respect. And please don't be asking about the thinking of Nnamdi Kanu. You are in the public space. That would be him giving out the strategy of what he's up to. Like I said, we shall prove to the whole world, we shall prove to those that believe in Nigeria that Nigeria is not a respecter of the rule of law. Some people are above the law. In theory, you guys know about it, but you pretend like everything is fine. You say, God bless Nigeria, Nigeria go better. We believe in our police, we believe in our politicians, we believe in our army. The government will do better. Things will be good. Somebody like Rufai Osiri keeps on saying that. So this time around, the strategy we are using is to bring in the public from theory to practical. You will see it play out that some people in that zoo called Nigeria are above the law of Nigeria. So Nnamdi Kanu representing himself, it means when he called those as witness, he will be the one to speak for himself. That these guys will be my witness. People like Malami, Wike, Umai, Sanwo-Olu in Lagos, who said NSAS, nobody died. But suddenly, they are bringing a charge on Nnamdi Kanu based on NSAS. All those things will play out. And if they refuse to come, they will be subpoenaed to come. And when they refuse the subpoena, guess what happens? They are likely to go to jail. So we shall see them snub your judicial system. They will snub them. They'll refuse to show up. In the next 90 days, there's fire on the mountain. So don't come here and ask this, honorable man to give you the tactics. I've just given you a tip, just to show you where we are going with this thing. We shall prove to the whole world that Nigeria is not a respecter of the rule of law. When Malami is out there, they call him out as a witness and he snubs the court. Your so-called biggest court case in America, in that so-called Nigeria. Your biggest case in Nigeria. A case that you went to Kenya to kidnap him. Malami said there was an Interpol interception, a collaboration between the Interpol and Nigeria. Malami will be on oath to mention those things and give evidence. The chicken has come home to roost. To those who believe in Nigeria, today, in the next 90 days, you will see Nigeria for itself, that Nigeria is just a contraption, a business owned by Britain. And Britain gave some people, made them the CEO, those who are born to rule. It will play out. So please don't come here and ask for the strategy. I just gave you a bit of what is coming, what is brewing in the teacup. Let's continue.
I mean,
listen again.
He provided to ensure that he has adequate defense.
Yeah, but I don't think the issue is whether or not I mean, I think everybody knows he's got constitutional that right, which is why the judge allowed it. But the question is, what's the thinking behind it? I mean, you know things aren't going well when you fire the people who are supposed to protect and represent you in a trial, don't you? I mean,
he didn't fire them.
He didn't fire them. You to be an act of sort of visceral rage, impulsive, chaotic purge that wasn't well thought out? Or do you think he thought it out?
If you look at the statements made by the leadership, Agabi Kanu, he said after the meeting they had yesterday that the information was told them that they were going to be debriefed and that they respect the rights of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu.
No, I understand that, but I'm trying to
get
to the backstory.
No, that's what I'm saying. But if there was anything that happened,
you will not get the backstory, Mr. Charles. Unfortunately, you will not get the backstory. You won't get it because we know say Nigeria, they listen to you guys. You will not get it. The zoo is in trouble. The chicken has come home to roost. Take it back and listen again.
And that they respect the rights of Nnamdi Kanu.
No, I understand that, but I'm
so
trying
if
to,
there was
I'm
anything
trying to
that
get
happened,
to the backstory.
No, that's what I'm saying. But if there was anything that happened otherwise at that meeting, I was not in that meeting. I only showed up.
But I mean, you would have heard things. I mean, you talked to him.
No,
You normally, you guys normally hug each other at the end of the trial. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day,
yeah.
we sat
I mean,
close. But
did he whisper anything into
no,
your
but at the end of the day,
nothing for you, Mr. Charles. If Nigeria sent you to get that information, you won't get no back-end story. No back-end story for you. Keep on playing games. Let Nigeria keep on playing games. In the next 90 days, there will be fire on the mountain. We shall lift up the nakedness. We shall expose the nakedness of Nigeria. We shall lift up the skirt of your judicial system and expose the nakedness of Nigeria. The chicken has come home to roost. You all said, oh, he must defend himself. He's got a case to answer. Oh, yeah, now. This will be the biggest case in the history of that zoo called Nigeria. The chicken has come home to roost. You guys must smell the coffee. It is coming. It has come. So don't ask for those back-end stories, the conversations you had. No. Doing that in the public means you are giving that zoo called Nigeria a leeway to understand what is to come in the next 90 days. Continue, I beg.
Actually,
we sat at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, we sat close. But
did he whisper anything into
No, but at the end of the day, he was actually, he was actually led through the judge's chambers,
right,
to be evacuated from the Federal High Court to the detention center. So we didn't have enough time,
right,
to discuss in court. To say, because he's often brought to court 10 minutes to 9,
right,
and the judge comes out exactly about 9 dots. So there wasn't that much of a time beyond the camaraderie
I mean, we obviously saw the statement. I was actually hoping that we would hear that clip from the lawyers,
from the
because
lawyers.
They made a public statement,
yes,
which has been run on a rise several times today. But I mean, is there anything beyond that public statement that might have said perhaps out of camera to you?
No, nothing.
You won't get it.
I've yet to be informed otherwise.
Right.
But I know that tomorrow he may be meeting with. With some of the current legal team that were debriefed.
Right.
Maybe possible some additional members of the legal team to go forward. At least to have some people. Right. Who will surround him and be giving him, legal advice where necessary, and the authorities that he will need to proceed with the defense of his case.
Right.
But what we are saying, crucially, Charles, is that Section 36(6)(b) is essential that it appears that the government is rushing his defense by giving him 5 days. He's already made known to the court, and the court has given summons to 23 witnesses. He will need to spend time to discuss with those witnesses, and where those witnesses are not compliant, to ensure that the court compels them through subpoena to come and testify in court as to their knowledge of events from the time he was arrested to the time he was extraordinarily renditioned. And from the time the trials also began 5-6 years ago. So if you're going to rush, the prosecution has had more than 10 years to prepare for this matter. They have arraigned him on several charges, withdrew several charges, and rearraigned him. They've had adequate time to present their case, and they have rested their case. The defense also requires adequate time to be able to present their case. You cannot say in a capital offense, a criminal trial that has so many significance, not just for jurisprudence, but the social and security dynamics in Nigeria, that Nnamdi Kanu is expected that is within 5 days to be able to put a defense. If you're going to railroad him, just like the court in their determination, court says he does not verily believe that access to lawyers at the DSS facilities may be videoed, may be eavesdropped. So he agreed for 3 hours. That was yesterday's meeting for himself and his lawyers to meet at the judges at the court 7 specifically. But if you go to court 7, there are video cameras, opportunities to also eavesdrop. I'm not saying that his lordship was in his chamber, but what if he was in chamber? Who else was in chamber with him to eavesdrop on the discussions between Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and his lawyers?
Well, they would argue that he's getting all rather paranoid now.
No, it's not. No, if you agreed that because of electronic cameras and audio equipment and all the stuff in DSS would not be adequate for him to have concrete discussions with his lawyers in the defense of his case, and you're moving him from DSS to his court. But the court itself is also...
Yeah, but I mean, obviously the judge has more confidence in the court than the DSS facility.
Well, he's not...
So that's...
No, he moved the matter from the DSS facility to the court.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hoping that the court will be an adequate place.
Yeah, that's
but
what
the
I'm saying.
same court
Obviously has more confidence.
Absolutely,
in the
but then
courts.
the same court has the same issues as it would be at the DSS. The court is also wired electronically.
Yeah, but maybe the judge, because he's a judge in that court, I'm just speculating, has more control and more access to that kind of material.
So
rather than
more control and more access, my foot. If the judge has more control and more access, how come till this day Nnamdi Kanu has not been allowed to dress in his traditional attire, Ishiagu? Or do you want to act like you don't understand the reason behind him wearing the same clothes for the past 5 years to court? His family members brought him the attire he wished to wear to court, our traditional Ishiagu. And your DSS, they snatched it off him, saying they will never allow him to wear Ishiagu to court. Think about that, Mr. Charles. They snatched the Ishiagu off him, saying he will never be allowed to dress that way to court. But the Hausa man can dress in his native wear to court. The Fulani man can dress in his normal wears to court, his traditional wears. The Yoruba man can come to court, wear agbada, bububa, and all those things. It's okay. But the Biafran man, the Igbo man, his own time, suddenly, we dressing in our own attire is a problem. Think about that. To court, where there's a judge, they said no, they will not allow him to dress that way. Mr. Charles, sometimes, you need to learn to call a spade a spade. The terrain has changed. The way Nigeria is going, there is no rule of law. How come you are stopping someone from dressing up in his traditional wears? I call it Islamification. A gradual process of changing the mentality, because they know the power in the Ishiagu. They hate us so much that they don't want to see us in our glory, dressing up into court with your Ishiagu. It's a problem to them. They have weaponized and demonized the traditional attire, the clothing of the Igbo man. But in the north, they can wear whatever they want to wear to court. It's okay. But suddenly, even a traditional wear to the court place is a crime for the Igbo man. To the whole world. This is why you said Nnamdi Kanu is wearing the same shirt every day. Because he told them, if you will stop me from wearing my Ishiagu, okay, I will keep on wearing this same shirt. I will wear nothing else than this shirt. And they said that they don't give a damn. If he likes, let him wear it for 20 years. They don't give a damn. And since then, Nnamdi Kanu has been wearing one cloth. They abnormally seen somebody to wear just one cloth for the past 5 years. You Nigerians, are you this wicked in your heart? Can't you see it? Are you guys this evil and blind, so scared of the caliphate that you can't call a spade a spade? Can't you see what's happening? A man wearing the same cloth, and you have not asked yourself the question, how come? Why is this happening? Is it that poor that he only has one shirt and one trouser for 5 years? No. You guys are asking the real question. So, Mr. Charles, you saying that, oh, the judge has control in the court, those mics and wires, it's not a problem. The judge will stop the DSS from accessing it. Hello? Is the court the home of the judge? No. He only goes there when he has a court case. With all due respect, Justice James OMOTOSHO only goes to the court whenever he has a court case. And he doesn't have, his job role does not entail securing the eardrops, the mics, the cameras in the court. That's not part of his job role. So please don't speak like we are stupid by saying the judge has control over those environments. Don't say that. Nigeria government and their cabal, DSS, they want to have a privy to the conversation of Nnamdi Kanu and his legal team. So the only way to beat them, since they have mics everywhere, the only way to beat them is for Nnamdi Kanu now to represent himself, and nobody will hear his plans until they get to the courthouse. As the saying goes, con him and die, con him and bury him. When a con man dies, a con man will come to bury him. It means, yes, the con man may have been stealing all his life and had a plan, a death will that, oh, when I die, bury me in a golden casket. Do this. But when a con man comes to bury him, that golden casket will be made of brass and stone. Con him and die, con him and bury him. The chicken has come home to roost. So please, don't try to, lean towards the side of the government. Mr. Charles, please, with all due respect. I'm not happy with the way you conducted yourself in this interview. You were acting as if Nigeria is a place where they respect the rule of law. Man, okay, let me just bite my tongue for now. Take it back and listen.
But then the same court has the same issues as it would be at the DSS. The court is also wired electronically.
Yeah, but maybe the judge, because he's a judge in that court. I'm just speculating. Has more control and more access to that kind of material.
So what if the judge was eavesdropping on his conversations with his lawyers? Would that not also affect the way and manner, the perception that he sees with the case?
That's purely
and
speculative.
would also lead to bias?
Yeah, that's speculative. But let's move away.
Speculative? You call that speculative? Are you not seeing how things are going? That the judge, they're in bed with the DSS. Whatever the DSS says, it goes. This man is sick. He's got health condition. He said, move me to a private hospital. And somehow the judge, they colluded with the DSS. And out of thin air, the NMA, your Nigerian Medical Association, they have tainted their hands in soil because they were given a task. They were delegated to go all the way to test Nnamdi Kanu on the 26th of September. But their own so-called write-up, the date said 23rd of September. That tells you they went with the script of the DSS. Because on the 23rd of September, the DSS said Nnamdi Kanu is fine. The quack doctors they have in DSS that can only provide nothing but primary health care, basic health care. They looked at Nnamdi Kanu on the 23rd of September. And they said Nnamdi Kanu is fine, according to the DSS. And your NMA, your Nigerian Medical Association, that was instructed by the judge to go and carry out a test on Nnamdi Kanu, and within 2 weeks come back with the result to hand over to the judge. That mandate was given to them on the 26th of September. But your NMA, they didn't carry out no test on Nnamdi Kanu. It means they went against the instruction of the judge. And guess what they came with? An already prepared document by the DSS saying Nnamdi Kanu is fine. healthy enough to stand trial. But we thank God. You see, there is no perfect crime. There is always a mistake. In this life, there is no perfect crime. When you do a trail, an audit trail, you will find those mistakes. The date the enemy put on their medical findings was the 23rd of September, 2025. Not the 26th. How can I give you a task? For example, I gave you a job on the 1st of November to come back in 2 weeks, and your findings is telling me 10th of October. I had no discussion with you in October. I met you on the 1st of November, for example, and I gave you a task. And your result, when you brought it to me, it is showing the 10th of October. It tells me you have either done what they call plagiarism, or somebody has given you an already conducted, prepared answer. You should start. You Nigerians that claim you're educated, start using your senses. Start thinking like human beings. Mr. Charles, I'm not happy with you. You know, this your interview it rubbed me the wrong way, because you claim to be educated. You claim to have schooled and stayed in the UK. How come you're now in Nigeria? You have left the culture, the norms of the UK. A highly reputable country. You have left those standards, and now you're operating on the Nigerian standard, below par. How dare you? How dare you? It's embarrassing. It's really, really embarrassing that you will stoop this low and concur with the narrative being given by the Nigerian zoo government. It is embarrassing. Indeed, very, very embarrassing. With all due respect. It is very, very embarrassing. Your NMA, your Nigerian Medical Association, they give them a task. They were given a task by Justice James OMOTOSHO on the 26th of September. I repeat, on the 26th of September, 26 September. When they came with their result, the date was showing 23rd of September. 2-3. 3 days before they met George. God have mercy. And that same 23rd, it matches perfectly with the date your DSS quack doctors did a test on Nnamdi Kanu. It means they all said that man will rot in jail. Don't mind him. Leave him there, Joe. We already have the report here. Take this one and I'm going to give to the judge. Don't mind that man, Nnamdi Kanu, Igbo man. Leave him there. Take this one. Go give judge. God can't catch them, because the date was showing 23rd of September. But the task was given to you on the 26th of September. Does that make sense, Mr. Charles? If that was in the UK, you are going to jail. You know that. It's a criminal crime. It's a crime for you to do that. It is fraudulent. It is a plagiarism. It means you concocted that story, those results from somewhere else. You'll be tasked to go and bring out where you got those fake information from. But in Nigeria, elephants can fly. In that zoo called Nigeria, elephants can fly. Everything goes. So please, Mr. Charles, be careful when you are doing these things. I understand you are playing to the gallery. You are trying to be neutral and fair. I understand those things. But sometimes you must stand to the ethics of a journalist. I want to believe you are one of them. I want to believe you are one of the esteemed journalists in that zoo called Nigeria. Stand up to the ethics, to the standards. Don't cower. Don't bow. Don't pander towards the Nigerian government. How can one man be wearing the same shirt for 5 years? Think about that now. I beg, just continue, I beg. I make person vex too much.
Has more control and more access to that kind of material.
So what if the judge was eavesdropping on his conversations with his lawyers? Would that not also affect the way and manner, the perception that he sees with the case? That's purely speculative. And would also lead to bias?
Yeah, that's speculative. But let's move away from that. Usually the decision by someone to fire his lawyers and represent himself tends to be a tactical move.
He did not fire them.
It's sometimes used by defendants
Oh my
hoping to
God.
challenge the system. I mentioned that at the outset, and potentially gain an acquittal. They believe that by representing themselves, they can control the narrative and create reasonable doubt. But that strategy has also been known to backfire. I give you one example. And it's probably an extreme example, and I don't mean to kind of link it to Nnamdi Kanu, but if you remember the mass murderer in America called Ted Bundy, who was eventually executed. I mean, he got in, his lawyers were trying to arrange a plea bargain for him to get 75 years in jail, in other words, life imprisonment, and he got angry and fired all of them and said he was going to represent himself. And he ended up being found guilty, condemned to death, and executed because he did it himself. Whereas the lawyers had already made a plea bargain arrangement which would have kept him alive.
Well, let me tell you something.
Look at Charles going so extreme. Eh? Look at Charles. Oh, sweet. Oh, wow, God. This virus in Nigeria, man. I can't believe this. Can't believe this. There's a virus in Nigeria that changes the mind, the psyche of anyone. If you like, grow up in UK or in USA or in Canada, Australia, come from the moon. Once you step into Nigeria, this psychology will mess up your mind, body, and soul. Look at what this guy is saying on live TV. You are giving an extreme example, but when this man spoke to you and explained to you, he said, no, it is being subjective. But for Nnamdi Kanu live on TV, you are giving an extreme example. Oh, sweet Jesus. Lord have mercy.
I don't know Ted Bundy, but I
I don't know him either.
But I know Nnamdi Kanu. If you were in court today listening to Nnamdi Kanu, you will come up with the the absolute impression that this is a very cerebral man. He understands the law. He also understands the challenges that are facing him.
So you think he got a better shot representing himself than the people who have represented him for quite some time? Senior advocates of Nigeria.
He made a decision.
Yeah.
He made a decision with the lawyers yesterday, which included the senior advocates of Nigeria. I'm sure they gave him proper legal advice, and I'm sure that he listened to all their suggestions to him, their briefings to him, and he chose otherwise. Like Kanu Agabi said today, that after the meeting, they came to court today to honor the court, and as well to honor Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's request that they be debriefed and that they respect his opinion.
Right.
And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in court says that for now, he used the word for now, I am standing alone to defend myself, and that they respect his opinion.
Right.
And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in court says that for now, he used the word for now, I am standing alone to defend myself. Doesn't mean that tomorrow that you will not see a new set of lawyers, which may include the current lawyers that have been debriefed. Right. But the most important thing for Nnamdi Kanu and everybody who is supportive of him is to ensure that everything that is going to be done goes towards fair hearing, and that every opportunity is given to him as stated in the Constitution.
Right. The point is that he's not asking the court to give him time to choose a new set of lawyers.
No, he has not.
He's saying that he's going to represent himself.
No, he doesn't need to ask the court.
Right.
Even if he brings a new lawyer into the matter that's completely different from the existing lawyers, the lawyers will come under Section 36(6)(b).
They still need time.
They'll still need time.
Yeah, to familiarize
themselves with the case. And, the evidences that have been put forth by the prosecutor, even if Nnamdi Kanu is taking over his matter, he still needs time to go through his trial files, know the evidences that have been put forth, also be aware of the 23 witnesses that he's already given to the court, and the court has issued summons for all the 23 witnesses and are compelling them to come and testify. So there's got to be adequate time. Right. You don't expect that within the 6 days already given, 1 day is gone, that he has 5 days to prepare his defense. Right. That's why I was saying that if anything goes contrary to Section 36(6)(b), then he definitely is going to lead them, make the trial to be a nullity. So he has to be given adequate time to look at his case file. To, first of all, find out whether Agabi and the other team have given him his case file. he can't study everything tonight, so he needs adequate time.
Right.
And then the facilities to be able to ensure that
we'll
he prepares himself very well.
Right, we'll watch and see how that develops. Meanwhile, of course, one of his lawyers, Aloy Ejimako, who stuck out his neck by becoming a bit more activist and taking part in the Free Nnamdi Kanu protests on Monday, is under arrest and is being charged with various offences. What's the story there? I understand you've been to see him in detention.
I went there today. I went there 2 days ago and today to visit with him and the other co-accused, Kuje Prison, to visit with them. And hopefully tomorrow, the matter was adjourned by the magistrate court till Friday, which is tomorrow, of which we hope the offences being charged are bailable offences, and that the judge will adequately grant bail to allow them, especially Ejimako, who is the engine house or the secretariat of the Nnamdi Kanu legal team, to arrest him the way they did and to detain him the way he's also, you can say a conspiracy theorist.
Well, I mean,
are saying that, it was done deliberately.
Yeah, but
to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu is devoid of Ejimako's services.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, because Bayo Onanuga, the special advisor on information and strategy to the president, has called for disciplinary action against Mr. Ejimako for what he called professional misconduct.
What professional misconduct?
Well,
Ejimako is a lawyer by profession.
Right.
He's a Nigerian citizen by profession, entitled to the provisions and to the protection of Section 40 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that says that he has a right to peaceful assembly and association. So why is it different? Because he's a Ejimako, and then he is no longer entitled to that because he's a lawyer.
Listen.
What about the doctors that came for the protest? What about students that came and many other people that came?
Well, yes,
are they not
you
entitled
have
to
a
the same
point
protection there? So it goes to that pattern, Charles, that I keep saying every single time.
Listen
when
now.
it comes, especially in the administration of criminal justice, there appear to be two sets of rules in this country, one for the Igbo man and another for every other
but of course,
person in
the
Nigeria.
man who organized the protest, Omoyele has himself been nicked by the police.
Well, I had that today.
Yeah, we saw the video.
I had that today.
We saw it. We
I
saw
had
the
that
arrest,
today.
and it's,
Yes, I had that
he's
today.
been arrested.
He's been arrested. But what took them that long if they were going to arrest everybody? Why didn't they arrest everybody all at the same time? Because of the outcry on what may have appeared to be an injustice, particularly on one particular race or one particular tribe, the Igbo tribe. And then maybe, just like they said, if you look at what the CPO of FCT said, that is almost like an injustice. They have arrested so many others, and then the person who organized the protest was never arrested.
Right.
But even so, has not committed any crime.
Yes.
By protesting under Section 40 of the Constitution.
Well, they claim the reason why Bayo Onanuga was calling for sanctions against a lawyer.
Did they give Tinubu sanction? Did they give Tinubu sanction when Tinubu was protesting himself?
Let me just make the point. The reason,
Did they give Tinubu sanction while he was doing what he was doing? These are credible questions, my dear. How come you're shying away from those questions? Mr. Charles, man, I'm not happy. You're somebody I respect so much, to call a spade, but your interview didn't go down well with me. Because you are so quick to defend the state. You are so quick to defend the politicians, but you are going there, probing, asking questions, bringing in the words, the statement from Bayo Onanuga. You are trying to probe to find out more, trying to condemn Aloy Ejimako, someone that has a right. Oh my God, you guys don't know your right anymore. You are from Britain, Mr. Man. Mr. Charles, you are from Britain now. The Great Britain, where they respect the rule of law, I believe. I presume. You're from Britain. So don't tell me a lawyer doesn't have the right to protest. God have mercy. But your pastors, Pastor Tunde Bakari and the other ones, pastors can go out and protest against Goodluck Jonathan. Redeemed Pastor, Ekpa and the rest of them, they went out to protest. But the lawyer who on that day, he wasn't in court. God. It's a job now. Being a lawyer is a job. You only put on the cloak of a lawyer on the day you have a case in court. Any other day, you are a normal person. Any other day, you are a civilian, a citizen. The only time you are a lawyer is when you have a case. That's when whatever you do in the case will be held or used against you. But any other day, you are just like every other citizen you see around. Mr. Charles, I know you know the things, but the way you probe, like you're trying to, I'm not happy about your interview skills in this interview. I'm not happy about it. You are probing. Making it to look like it's a crime for a lawyer. His profession is law, yes. On that day, on the 20th of October, he was not in court. He was not in court. He was just like you and I on that day. So please ignore what that fool, that tribal bigot is saying. The one they call Bayononuga. Ignore that animal and speak to your guest here. Don't probe him based on what Bayo said. A hypocrite. Don't do that. You see, they say, one day now, that Nigeria, I heard they call it turn by turn Nigeria Limited. Turn by turn Nigeria Limited. Today now, the Yoruba politicians, not the Yorubas, the Yoruba politicians, now they are enjoying it. They think they are above the law. They can only flex their muscle with the Igbos. They can only flex their muscle with the Igbos. But to the Hausa, they can't even touch them. Hence, they are doing everything now to sabotage us now. They are doing everything to sabotage us. But in the north, the cabal have tested the strength of Tinubu. Where terrorists are coming to do peace deal with their ammunitions, and Tinubu kept a blind eye. A president, under your watch, terrorists are coming to do peace deal. Terrorists are commanding, warning the government with their weaponry. And your government does nothing about it. But if the Igbo man ahead, the Igbo man must go for Lagos. Go and, that same day, go and burn down their businesses, break down their houses. That's where you flex your muscle. To the Yoruba politicians, one day, the table will turn. The table will turn, because now we have seen how you guys conduct yourselves. I'm speaking to the Yoruba politicians, or not the people of Yoruba, the Yoruba politicians and their stooges. We've seen how you guys conduct yourself. During the time of Chief MKO Abiola, the Igbos were non-aligned, we were neutral. We even had to run, because we know if we make any statement, the cabal will come and buy us first. We run, and they called it also Abiola. We ran back to the east, to our enclave, to go and stay there and stay safe. Most of us died in the process. We chose not to align ourselves with the North when they are waging war with the Yorubas. All your prominent men were Ekpa, Bola Ige, Delegiwa, the rest of them, on and on. MKO, he was poisoned. Lord have mercy. The Igbos, that was our biggest chance to align ourselves with the North. But we said no. We will not gain relevance in something that is unjust. We don't believe in injustice. We said no. The best for us to do is to run away. Turn the other cheek and run away. But in your own case now, the judge is Yoruba. The AGF is Yoruba. The prosecutors now are Yoruba. The president is Yoruba. And now you guys are going hardcore on Nnamdi Kanu. You are taking this into the extreme. Something that Buhari could not do. But you guys want to take it to the extreme. Under your government, under your watch, under your leadership, under your tribe. Look at what our leader is going through, Nnamdi Kanu. But to call a spade, my good friend, somebody we love so much, Chief Sunday Adeyemo, a.k.a. Sunday Igboho, with a year, say the guy, they don't come back now. He's having a good time. He's free. He's in Nigeria as we speak. That's good. I'm happy for him. But with the year, say he's now in Nigeria, going through and fro. He's a free man. Nobody is touching him and whatever. That's fine. That's how it should be. But how come when it comes to a Biafran man, suddenly things are like that happening? When it comes to a Biafran man, somebody who spoke with the microphone, they are holding him. But the terrorists that carry their guns, that buy your police and soldiers, that cut neck of farmers, you are doing peace deals with them. And even when you have a peace deal with them, they are allowed to carry their ammunitions back into the bush. To the Yorubas, do what is right. This is your government, though. The ball is now on your court, though. Under your leadership, you are doing this. The Igbos, we they observe, oh. We they observe. We they observe how you guys are doing to us now. What you are doing to us now, we are observing. Because in the time of your own, we did not do this. Even when it came to politics, Ekweme had to step down for who? Obasanjo to take over. He said, no, they have done the Yorubas bad, by killing MKO. Because of that, I will step down to give peace a chance. For national unity, Ekweme stepped down. And Obasanjo came from prison to become a candidate. A man who did not do no political rallies or whatever. From prison, he became the candidate and won the election. 1999. You see, I don't forget though, I was a kid then, but I knew history. I know about the history of that so-called Nigeria. Ekweme, the owner of Modotel back then, he said, no, the Yorubas, I will not use this and be selfish on this one. Even though he was the founder of PDP, Alex Ekweme was the founder of PDP, but he said, no, on this situation, Makobi Wanne, being a good neighbor, I will allow the Yorubas to continue. Because they killed somebody like MKO, just to make peace. But you guys now, you are twisting and dipping the sword inside. We've told you we have no problem with you guys. We have no problem with the Yoruba. You are not the one coming to Islamize us, but you always make it your own job, your own business. You are pop-nosing all the time. Your politicians, they always pop-nosing in our affairs. Just because somebody won you in an election in Lagos, you felt insulted. Until this day, you are destroying the businesses of the Igbos, the Biafrans in Lagos. And I asked myself, do you really believe in one Nigeria? If you believe in your so-called one Nigeria, why is it an offense that a people living in a location in Lagos, they chose a candidate of their choice? Voting is about choosing your own candidate. But no, everyone else can choose their candidate apart from the Igbos. Apart from the Igbos. Apart from the Biafrans. Till this day, they are still punishing us in Lagos because a people voted for Peter Obi. You see, this thing you guys, this trajectory you guys are going, it may backfire in future. This trajectory you guys are going, because you see also, we ain't stupid though. We know what's going on. That road when they go, there is no lane, because when it backfires, when the tide flip, when the table turn around, don't expect us to do what we did during the time of MKO Abiola. Even though we are good people, I know the Igbos, they will still mind their business, but because that's who we are. But this is when they do. One day, you will cry for help. It will be dawned on you that your helpers are the ones you are, betraying now. Your helpers are the ones you are sabotaging now. To the Yorubas, you must change this attitude, this behavior. You must change it. This spirit of envy and jealousy, you must change it. The Igbos, we are known for business. Anybody who is into business is bound to make what they call abnormal profit. You guys, if you work 9 to 5, don't compare yourself with somebody who's into business. In a day, a businessman can make what you will make in the next 10 years. That's the fact you guys don't understand. You want to compare yourself with people who are into business. That's why this envy is coming there. And from envy, it turns to jealousy. From jealousy, it turns to hatred. If you are doing 9 to 5, be proud of your monthly salary or wages. Be proud of it. But those who are doing business, don't compare them. Don't compare their pockets. Don't compare their investments. Don't compare their bank account. Don't compare their way of life with yours. You are doing yourself harm by doing that. Same thing here in the Western world. You see young kids, their parents have a very big business in IT or whatever, and these kids, they are driving Lamborghini and the rest of them. I can't be angry that how can this small boy who respects me, how come he's driving a Lambo? And all I can have is a Benz and all those things. No. I know that, yes, he's driving a Lambo because his dad is a multi-millionaire in dollars. So I expect him to drive something nice. I digress. Let's get back to this one. Listen. Very, very sad.
Testing under Section 40 of the Constitution.
Well, they claim the reason why Bayo Onanuga was calling for sanctions against a lawyer.
Did they give Tinubu sanction? Did they give Tinubu sanction when Tinubu was protesting himself?
Let me just make the point. The reason, I mean, there are different contexts. The reason,
different context, my foot. Just continue.
Just make the point. The reason is that, according to them, there was a court order preventing that.
Preventing them from going to the villa.
Preventing parts of that protest from
going to the villa. Where were they arrested? Were they arrested?
But that in violation of that rule, which is why he's saying that there is an issue of profession. I mean, I'm not a spokesman for him. I'm just telling you why he said that and why also Sowore has been arrested. But let's move on from that because we're running out of time. I mean, I asked this question of Mr. Sowore a few days ago because he was here on the night of those protests. With all the dust that's been raised by the protests and everything else in between, is that likely to make things better or worse for Mr. Kanu?
No, for me, every opportunity to draw the attention of the state to Nnamdi Kanu and the apparent injustice in the prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu. The judge is Yoruba. The prosecution team, all of them are Yoruba.
Listen.
The Attorney General is Yoruba. Mr. President is Yoruba. It appears that, for some elements within the Yoruba, community are looking at this as a new civil war between the Yoruba and the Igbos. It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, but you're the one who's saying that.
No, but it's the reality.
There goes Mr. Charles again, interjecting and trying to deflect. This man is making the exact point I just made a while ago. It's not a very good look at all because my anger is the cabal. What they do, they're very, very smart. They come in, they cause this problem. Buhari said this problem. Buhari said Nnamdi Kanu had his bail, enjoying life in his home on bail. The Buhari government sends their military to go and buy him, and in the process, 28 people died in the process. We know those who are after us. But now the Yorubas, you have stepped in and you are fighting the fight for the caliphate. Your politicians, so not you people as, the politicians of the Yoruba side, they are fighting the fight of the caliphate. They can only fight us. They can only attack us because they feel, yes, to prove to the caliphate. They are using government to do what they are doing to us. As we speak, the judge or the justice is a Yoruba man, Justice James OMOTOSHO. As we speak, all the prosecutors now doing this thing now, they are Yorubas. And they are the one that is very, very firm. They are saying, no, this case must continue very, very fast. They want to quickly convict Nnamdi Kanu so that now Nnamdi Kanu will not have to speak for what? Pardon. They don't care about the consequence because they feel if it's war, the Igbos will have to fight on both fronts. That's the game they keep on playing. As we speak, the AGF is a Yoruba man. As we speak, the president is a Yoruba man. Even though we have seen his passport from Guinea or you know what I mean. So we have seen those things. We've seen those things. This same president, just some few days ago or weeks ago, he pardoned criminals, drug dealers, murderers, people who have done worse, people who have been convicted by the system. So we can see the trajectory. That's the problem. A bully in the classroom is normal. The bully will come and slap your ear. When you want to fight back, everybody will be laughing at you in the classroom. The bully will send somebody else who will be willful, a willful tool, a useful idiot. That's what they call them in the Western world. They will step in to do the bid of the bully, while the bully is just there laughing and laughing and laughing their head off. The Kabah, they are laughing at, Igbo and Yoruba, they are fighting themselves. Yes. Well, like the lie, we have done it well. Yes. That's where we control them. When they fight themselves, they weaken themselves, then we come and we devour the two of them. Yes, let them keep fighting. They want to prove to us they are loyal. But as you are fighting, those who they call the terrorists, do not touch them. Leave the terrorists alone. Leave the bandits alone. Go and do peace deal with them. Pay them every month. Feed them every day. Fund their funding. Give them funds. Do not touch the terrorists, and they're not touching them. Tinubu is not touching them, but somehow he's so firm, he's so strong in dealing with the case of Nnamdi Kanu. But the real terrorists, they are out there doing peace deal, carrying weaponry on their body. Where is it done in this world? Which other Western country will think this way? Will America ever go into a peace deal with terrorists? And on the day of the meeting to discuss the peace deal, they had their weapons, bombs everywhere, magazines, bullets everywhere, like Rambo, looking like Rambo. And when they are done, they carry their weaponry back into the bush, and they warn them, do not come after us. Oh, sweet Jesus, have mercy. Sweet Jesus. Lord, have mercy. This is unbelievable. In Nigeria, elephants can fly. Respect your Simon Ekpa for coming with that adage. In Nigeria, elephants can fly. This can only happen in Nigeria. Hi, God have mercy. Look at the media man here. He's scared. He's scared and, he's pandering. Take it back, I beg. Listen again, I beg.
The prosecution team, all of them are Yoruba. The Attorney General is Yoruba. Mr. President is Yoruba. It appears that, for some elements within the Yoruba, community are looking at this as a new civil war between the Yoruba and the Igbos. It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, but you're the one who's saying that.
No, but it's the reality.
No. Well, I mean,
it is the reality, Charles.
It depends on how you interpret.
No, but it is the reality.
Right.
Who is superintending the prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu? It's a Yoruba judge. It's not an Hausa judge.
You're saying that there is.
Who is the prosecutor? It's a Yoruba prosecutor. Who are the prosecution team? Yoruba.
You're saying that
the Attorney General is Yoruba.
Are you saying there is a conspiracy?
Absolutely.
Or there is the perception of a conspiracy?
Mr. Charles, there is a conspiracy. Please stop this thing, please. Stop this thing. I understand what you're doing, but please stop it. Call a spade a spade. Learn to call a spade a spade. People, man, I'll end it here. I'm really pissed off. I'm really pissed. I don't like it when men cower like this. When men act like women. I don't like it. I'm a man of honor. I will speak, live and die for my words. I don't cower. I don't back down. All I can do is speak the truth. I don't know how to tell lies. I cannot tell lies. Only cowards do such. I don't pander. I don't play to the gallery. I don't skip to the loo. I don't turn to a henchman just to get some cronies from the table. I don't stoop low to sabotage mine. No. That shows weakness. If you fall for everything, it means you can't stand for anything. Real men stand up. We don't lean. You must learn to be a man. Speak boldly. I understand the odds are against us right now. I understand that. I understand this thing called Wazobia. 2 other tribes, they are against us in terms of their zoo politics. I understand that. But don't pander. Don't pander towards them. Allow this man to speak. You asked him a question. Allow him to speak. It is the guest that is speaking. Don't interject and, flip things around and make him look like, he's telling lies. Making him, get hot-tempered as well. That's wrong, Mr. Charles. When you ask a question, allow the guest to respond. Those are your words. Those are the words of your guest. Allow them to respond. I'm really pissed off now, man. Fuck this shit up.
How you interpret.
No, but it is the reality.
Right.
Who is superintending the prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu? It's a Yoruba judge. It's not an
So
Hausa Fulani
you're
job.
saying that there is
Who is the prosecutor? It's a Yoruba prosecutor. Who are the prosecuting team? Yoruba.
You're saying that
The Attorney General is Yoruba.
Are you saying there is a conspiracy,
Absolutely.
or there is the perception of a conspiracy? Which
You know,
are you talking about?
if you look at the way it is going, and they are resilient and adamant in seeing that Nnamdi Kanu is not given adequate provisions of time, adequate facilities to ensure that he has adequate provisions for his defense. You know, so if you see how it is going, you know, one may have the perception that, you know, it's a conspiracy of a few Yoruba people against the Igbos. You know, so that's the impression that is out there. It's not just me that is talking. I mean, how can you expect somebody? You're saying that, okay, you have ruled so that you cannot go back. Every other thing will be done in presentation of your addresses. And then you have a holistic judgment. Anyway, who does that? Yeah, there are jurisdictional issues that needs to be.
Well, I'm not holding brief,
and I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not holding brief.
But I'm not holding brief for anybody. But I don't think it's fair to make an allegation against a set of people when you haven't got a scintilla of evidence to support the point.
There you go again, Charles. Yes, clap it for yourself. There you go again. Oh God, man, my God. There you go again. There you go again, Mr. Charles. Huh? My people, man, I'm wasting my time here. These Nigerians don't get it. If you like, make them born you for USA. Once you go back to Nigeria, you start acting. The virus of Nigeria will catch you. You'll be bitten by that vampire called Nigeria. And you will turn to the antics of doing what Nigerians know how to do best. Mr. Charles, man, I'm not happy about this. I'm not. Let's finish it up, I beg. Very, very sad.
Yes, I'm not holding brief.
But I'm not holding brief for anybody. But I don't think it's fair to make an allegation against a set of people when you haven't got a scintilla of evidence to support the point that you're making.
Charles, I just gave you an instance. Excuse me, sir. I just gave you an instance. The judge is Yoruba.
See how you're allowing your guests to be angry. Is this nice, Mr. Charles? Are you trying to pick a fight with this man? Is it nice? No, you allow them to speak. He's your guest. He's the one making the show, not you. When you ask questions, when you bring a guest, people are now tuning in to hear from your guest. That's why you have a guest appearance. That's how it is. But for you to be stopping him, you know, interjecting and getting angry, getting him aroused, that's not nice. That's not nice. Allow him to speak, then at the end you say, oh, well, you know, those are his words, not mine. They're fine. But don't come and be, you know, interjecting and acting this way like you're about to pick up a fight with this gentleman. My people, I'll leave it here. I'm just pissed off, man. I'm really pissed off. I'm really, really pissed off. Can't believe someone like Charles will act this way as well. It is clear. Look at what is happening everywhere. When saying all the Yorubas, we are saying those in politics, they are in bed with the caliphate. And look at what they are doing to us. They are becoming a willful tool in the hands of the caliphate. Buhari was the one that brought the war to the Biafrans. He called us a dot in the circle. He sent his military men, his Fulani headsmen in Nigerian military uniform to the home of Nnamdi Kanu. In the process, 28 people were killed. They went for the life of Nnamdi Kanu. This man, by God's grace, he was able to escape. Found himself in England. Went on holiday to Kenya, and they went to kidnap him from Kenya. And now suddenly, under a new government, we thought the Tinubu stuff will, okay, fine, this Yoruba man will understand now, solve this problem, put everything under the rug and fine. But no. They want to please the caliphate. Eh? He's not even doing worse than Buhari, something Buhari could not do. Tinubu is doing it now. Man, wow, this kind of thing, sometimes it blows my mind. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Eh? The same Buhari, when he went to the home of Chief Sunday Igboho to kill people, the Igbos were angry with him. No media house from the Igbo side, no Igbo media was in support of what the government did to Chief Sunday Igboho. Show me one person. Show me one judge. You know, if the judge was an Igbo man, he will be upright and deal with this case. Throw it into the dustbin. But you guys will say, okay, don't give the Igbo man judge because we don't say he will support Nnamdi Kanu. He will be upright. He will say, you know, because all the cases Nnamdi Kanu has won, if you look at those cases, they are all from the East. Because we, the Biafrans, we are fair. The only time you see rule of law is when somebody who is leading that country is from the southeast or south-south. In the case of Goodluck Jonathan, you all saw what happened. For 2 weeks, Tinubu and his cronies, pastors, they all came to shut down Nigeria for 2 weeks. No police was called. There was no court injunction to stop you from, you know, doing your protest. You were there having a field day. You blocked the whole of, you know, Nigeria, that space for 2 weeks. There was coffins carried all around, coffins showing that, you know, Goodluck was a dead man walking. You know, you guys did all that for 2 weeks. But just for one day, a protest for one day, you've turned it into something else. You protested, Tinubu, you protested for 2 weeks. But now, a protest for just one day, you could not stand it. You felt it was an insult for your so-called Nigerians, those that believe in Nigeria, for them to hold a protest for just one day for Nnamdi Kanu. God damn it. Ah, my God, have mercy. I just can't believe. Okay, let's just wrap this one up, then I'll call it a day, I beg.
It's not fair. Well, it's not fair for the injustice that is being meted on Mazen.
Anyway, let me ask you this.
Now run now. But, man, guy, make me insult you. You're somebody I respect so much. Don't make me do that, man. I'm really, really pissed off. The only time that country suddenly have rule of law is when the leader is from the south or southwest or southeast. Why is it that under the government of Goodluck Jonathan, that was when, for the first time, Nigeria enjoyed what they call the rule of law? But now, under the man that called himself the Prince of Nadeko, it is clear he was a spy of Abacha in Nadeko. He was the eyes of Abacha in Nadeko. It is clear because see his antics, his behavior. This man does not believe in democracy as you guys think. He was the eyes of Abacha in Nadeko. It is clear now. Because if it was okay for him to protest for 2 weeks, 2012, he was able to protest for 2 weeks. But suddenly, a people planned a protest for just one day. It was a problem. EndSARS in Lagos. Toll gate in Lagos. Who owned it? Tinubu. Cameras were taken off from those toll gates. Who did it? Tinubu. People were killed during EndSARS in Lagos by the toll gate. The youths then, they were calling on one man's phone. I remember the other day, they were ringing his phone. He ran away to France. And they were calling him, Tinubu, what you did was bad though. Ika, Tinubu, Ika, you have killed us. And they were saying, it's not me. You know? We heard all the audios, we heard it. But somehow the youths, you guys, you forget things very, very fast. You've forgotten what happened. Who was the brainchild of the shooting at the Lekki toll gate? Instead, they've turned around and they are putting it on Nnamdi Kanu. It was one of the charges against Nnamdi Kanu that he is responsible for EndSARS in Lekki toll gate, or what they call it. Hey! I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. He said, we the Biafrans, we are different. We are good people. We are very, very good. But don't take our kindness for weakness. Right now, it might be your day. Right now, to the politicians from the Yoruba side, it might be your day. You are now in partnership with the Caliphate. FFK, what is his name again? Femi Fadekaro said there is a special partnership between the North and the Southwest. Fine. Enjoy it while it lasts. But it will not last forever. One day, you may need our help. One day, you may need our help. That's why I'm calling out on the youths. Those that believe in Yoruba nation, come out and say not on your watch. Come out and say you don't believe in what these people are doing to Nnamdi Kanu. That's all you have to say. Come out and denounce the actions of the Nigerian government, the Nigerian Yoruba government, and the Yoruba media. Come out and denounce them. Have a stand so we know where you stand. That way. You know, when time comes, we shall know how to separate the chaff from the wheat. Because right now, it may look rosy. One time, Buhari thought he was above the law. Today, he has gone to where? A different dimension. He's no more here on earth. But just some few weeks ago or a few months ago, people will go to him to bow down. He thought he was a king. He called the Igbos a dot in a circle that can be wiped off with a single stroke. He sent his men, his soldiers, to the home of Nnamdi Kanu to go and kill Nnamdi Kanu. Today, Nnamdi Kanu is still standing tall, while Buhari is no more. To the Yorubas, speak to your elders. I know your culture will say, don't talk to your elders, respect your elders, but not every man with gray hair is an elder. I keep saying this. Don't, be rigid when you interpret the law. You are very, very strict with interpreting that culture that says, respect your elders. Not everybody is your elder. A criminal cannot be respected as an old person. Yeah? An old man is not an elder. No, don't make that mistake. A criminal cannot be an elder that you respect. Eh? That's what we are saying. Come out and denounce this thing. Let them know not in your name. The Biafrans, we supported you all. When they were doing this to Chief Sunday Igboho, the Biafrans were with you throughout. There was an alignment between us and the Yoruba still till this day. Do not allow these guys to tarnish the reputation we have. We know those who are doing this. We know they are paid actors. We know they are the political elite from the Yoruba side. We know all these things. But all we are asking for is for the Yorubas, the real ones, the good ones, to come out and say, not in our name. Hence, I say respect to Showore. Respect to Omoyele Showore, Mazi, as we call him now. Respect to him. He's a good man. He's proven to the world that he doesn't believe in this thing called tribalism. In a tribalized government, he does not believe in that. Respect to Omoyele Showore. Respect to him. And rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear. No more talk.